You hungry? Let's take a trip.
What's up, locals? It's your girl AJ from The Local Tourist Craves, and today we are making spicy jalapeno pepper egg rolls. I'm only doing 2 because, you know, we have a small family and there's no sense in me making a whole bunch because I'm the only one that's going to eat anything spicy. So let's start with the items that you're going to need. You're going to need a cutting board, a knife, you're going to need jalapeno peppers. Ignore how wrinkly they are. Yeah, they just are. You're going to need peppers of your choice. I'm adding just some leftover peppers from the stuffed peppers episode that we did the other day, so we're not wasting any product. I'm going to use some oil for frying, some garlic, some egg roll wrappers, as well as some cream cheese and spices. So let's get into the video. Alright guys, so first things first is you want to take out your cream cheese ahead of time and go ahead and let it get softened into a bowl. And we're going to just set that to the side, and then we're going to go ahead and cut up our peppers. I'm going to cut these a little bit better, and we're going to cut up our jalapeno peppers. I already washed my jalapeno peppers with lime water and salt, just to clean them off. I just used cold water and washed them down real good. Side note, if you have issues with your cutting board sliding around like that, let me show you guys a trick. You're just going to need a paper towel. I always forget this until it's sliding around. You're going to wet it a little bit. We're going to put it under our cutting board, and then this is going to keep it from sliding. Alright. So you're just going to cut up your peppers. Making sure to tuck your fingers so that you don't chop them off. And it doesn't have to be a specific cut. This is really up to preference. If you don't like them to be, if you don't want to cut into or bite into a piece of pepper, then I will cut them smaller. I don't mind peppers, I kind of like them, so I'm going to leave them at a decent size. And they don't have to all be the same because we're going to make a mixture, so it's going to go into the mixture anyway. So we're going to cut the tops off of our jalapenos. Cut it down the middle. I am going to leave the seeds in for a little bit of spice. And just give them a nice rough chop. And then we're going to slide them into our bowl. Seeds and all, y'all. I'm only going to use the seeds for half of one. I'm not going to use both seeds because then they'll be like super spicy. And I don't want my stomach to be burning. This is horrible etiquette. You're not supposed to use the sharp side of your knife, so don't do that. It's just a habit for me. I'm going to go ahead and remove the seeds from this one. We're just going to rinse them out. Alright, so I have this other half of the peppers cut. I rinsed the seeds out after I choked us all with jalapeno fumes. Let me stop showing y'all the wrong way. This is the correct way to do it. Use the back of your knife, not the front. Alright, so we're going to go ahead and put this pepper mixture into our bowl with our cream cheese. Depending on how many egg rolls you're making will determine how much cream cheese you use. I'm just making 2, so I just have about half a cup of cream cheese. I'm also going to add in some minced garlic. Y'all know it doesn't matter who minced it, just as long as it's minced. And we're going to mix this up. Oh, I forgot an ingredient, y'all. We're actually going to add in some cheese too. That's going to cut some of the spice as well. So let me grab my cheese. So with the cheese, it doesn't really matter what type of cheese you use. You can use whatever you like or whatever you have on hand. I'm going to use some cheese that I had already shredded up. This is Colby Jack. And then I'm also gonna use some leftover Italian blend as well. Italian style. Just a little bit that I have left. Now as y'all see, I said I was only making 2 egg rolls, and I know y'all see how much stuff I have right now, so we know it's gonna be more than 2 egg rolls, which is okay. We'll just have some more filling to mix into some more wrappers once I get some more. But like I said, no one in my family, well in my house, well they're my family too, but no one here likes spicy, so I'm the only one, so I don't want to make a whole bunch and then they go to waste. So we're just going to incorporate everything nice and evenly. And this is the main reason why you want your cream cheese to be softened, so that it's easier for you to incorporate everything. Perfect. I'm gonna go ahead and add my oil into my pan and let it go ahead and start heating up. So that once we're done rolling our egg rolls, we can go ahead and fry them. So go ahead and get that working and get into heating up. And now let's add some spices. We're gonna add a little bit of black pepper. We're gonna add a little bit of paprika for some color and some sweet heat. Not spice, but more like the heat. And I'm going to add some onion powder. You can season it with whatever you want. I'm not gonna add salt into this because the cheese already has enough salt, and I just don't want it to be salty. So let's go ahead and mix this up. And I'm about to use my favorite tool. Y'all know I'm quick to use my hands. Just feel like you get a better mix, you know? That's what your hands are for, isn't it? And it feels cool. So let's go ahead and get this all well incorporated, and then we'll meet back here for next steps. Alright guys, so we have everything well incorporated. I'm gonna go ahead and taste it. You know, we want to make sure we're tasting everything throughout the process, so we can tell if we need to add anything before we cook it. It's good. See, doesn't need any salt. I knew it wasn't going to. It does have a kick to it, but I like it. So I have my egg roll wrappers here. Let me get some gloves. Yeah, that has a little bit of a kick, but it's not bad at all. Quite pleasant. I'm going to show you guys how to do 2 egg rolls, and then you can of course do however many you need. So let's put on our gloves. You're going to need a little cup of water so that you can moisten the edges to wrap them. So you're going to take as much filling or as little filling as you want. Actually, what I think I'm going to do so I can get 4 out of this is I'm going to cut these and make little poppers. So I'm going to just cut them in half, and then in half again, or make them like little wontons. So then that kind of gives us more product to work with. It's all about staying on your toes and kind of figuring out ways to make things even better. So let's make them like little poppers, little cheese rangoon, if you will. So you're gonna take one, you're gonna put a little bit of filling in. Now when it's smaller, you wanna make sure you don't put too much filling in because it will explode. We're gonna wet the edges. We're gonna connect 2 sides, side, side. You wanna squeeze it to make sure that it closes up and seals nice and tight. And boom, we got a little popper. And you want to make sure that you close the sides and that there's no holes, because what will happen is your filling will leak out. Let's do one more so you can make sure you got it. You're going to take your wrapper, a little bit of your filling, place it in the middle, wet your edges. You can hear our oil is going, it's about ready. Wet your edges. Then we're going to put the sides together, opposite corners, and opposite corners here. And then you're just gonna go through on the edges and seal the sides. Make sure you give it a little bit of pressure and pinch a little bit so that it closes up. Boom. Perfect. Let's do the rest of them and then let's go ahead and drop them in the oil. I'll meet you back. Alright guys, I'm going to show you one other way that will allow you to get a little bit more filling in there depending on the size of your squares. So you're just going to put it at an angle on the side, and then you're going to fold it in half, and then you're going to pinch the corners. You can even use a fork if you wanted to clamp them down even more, but like this. That's another way you can do it. I'll show you one more time. So we got our filling, we got it at an angle. We got our wrapper at an angle. We're gonna put in our filling, also at an angle. We're gonna wet one side. We're gonna fold it over, and while I'm folding it over, I'm tucking it in a little bit so that it folds and tucks. Let me rinse my hands so y'all can see clearly. And then once you fold it and tuck it, you're just gonna focus on the corners, tucking the product in and clamping them closed. Tucking it in, closing it. Tuck it in, close it. I'm gonna wrap that little extra piece over just for some extra security. Same on this side, just fold it over a little bit. Voila! Alright. You could also, let's just keep it fun, make a little mini egg roll too. So at an angle, put in your product at a little kind of a line. We're gonna fold one side over, tuck it down and push it down. Then we're gonna fold the other sides in, making sure to keep that inside corner wrapped down like that. Looks like a little envelope. Then we're just gonna roll it. While I'm rolling, I'm pushing the product down into the wrap. Perfect. All right, let's drop them. All right guys, so now we're gonna go ahead and drop our wontons down. So you're gonna need a slided spoon. I also went ahead and grabbed a plate and lined it with some paper towels, so once we're done, it can drain over so we don't have excess oil. You do this one of two ways. The quickest way is if you're scared, like my cameraman is right now, you're gonna put it on a slided spoon and drop it into the oil, and then it'll go ahead and fry. I'll show you again. Put it on a slided spoon, drop it down into the oil, and I like to just throw a little bit of oil on top. I have the oil at a medium heat so that they're not cooking too fast, because I want them to get nice and crispy, but I don't want it to burn. So cooking it lower and slower is a better bet to do that. So we're just going ahead and frying them up. And you want to make sure you don't crowd your pan. You don't want to add too much, because what will happen is each time you add an item into your pan, the temperature is going to drop. So you don't want it to get too low to where you're not cooking anything either. So you want to make sure they're not sticking and you don't crowd your pan, so it gives everything a good time to cook. So we're going to let it cook till it gets nice and golden brown, and then I'm going to show you what it looks like. Alright guys, so here are my egg rolls. I will say that one of them exploded, so I just pulled them out a little bit soon. But I'm going to pair it with my egg roll sauce that I keep on hand. If you want to know how I make it, let me know. I'll show you. Let's taste it. That's good. The peppers get nice and tender, but they're not like mushy. This one's gonna be hot. Real quickly. Nice and melty inside. Good, good. Alright guys, so make it down below. Well, make it and then tell me down below what you think and how you think it tastes. Again, if you want to know how I make my egg roll sauce, let me know down below and I will definitely do a video for you guys. Alright guys, thank you for joining and I appreciate you. I'll see you soon. Don't stay a tourist. Become a local and hit that subscribe button. And make sure you spread the love by liking and sharing this video for more local tourist cravings.